All right, let's talk about the Chicago Bears. Obviously, it's been a good weekend for you guys. It's been a bye week, been able to kick back, relax, and watch some of the other teams duke it out in the NFC and throughout the rest of the NFL. But as the rest of the NFL is playing, we had a chance to take an interesting dive into the Chicago Bears and a really incredible job made on an underrated aspect of the football team. Really good by the Bears coaching staff. Chicago fans, I think you'll like this. I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, so this Chicago Bears team off to a pretty solid start. A lot of people are excited about, of course, Caleb Williams, how quickly he's proven himself to be a capable quarterback. Offense is really starting to hum. DJ Moore is getting involved, running games there. Few issues on the offensive line, but it's looking a lot better in the past couple games than it has in the first couple games. And of course, the stars on defense really in the front four rushing the passer. In the secondary, the Bears team is looking really, really good. But an underrated aspect of the Bears defense has been their tackling and how much they've improved with literally no serious additions to address that. Let's first pull up this tweet talking about the best six teams in terms of missed tackle percentages through week six. You can pull it up here on your screen. You can see the Chicago Bears right here are ranked number one. They only miss tackles 5.8% of the time. Now let's go ahead and look at the PFF grades, another analytical analysis of tackling. Let's go ahead and pull up that image if you don't mind. So this is the tackling grade so far through this season. You can see the Chicago Bears, it's highlighted right there in the middle, have the third best tackling grade. So depending on which metric you use, the Bears are either the first best tackling team or the third best tackling team. Compare that to 2023 when they were outside the top 10, they were sitting at about top 12 according to PFF. This is a massive leap for the Chicago Bears. I think this is strictly coaching, right? It's not like they went out and got three more linebackers. It's not like they really emphasized bringing in a bunch of defensive linemen in the draft. They went really heavy on offense, of course. This is a decision and an effort made by the coaching staff, and it's really an incredible job. The NFL, we talk about player development, we talk about improvement, but to see this drastic a leap in terms of a across the board, every position tackling getting so much better year to year is a great job by Eberflus and this entire Bears staff. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, but first, Bears fans in the comment section below. Obviously, through 6 weeks, a lot of good stuff, right? But there's obviously some areas to improvement. So for the rest of the season, what position group do you think really needs to step up their game if this Bears team is going to make a run at it? I know offensive line is an area of concern, but maybe there's another position group you really want the Bears to improve at if they want to be a contender down the stretch. Let us know where you think they need to improve in the comment section below. But Miles, what are your thoughts on this Bears analysis and just everything with Chicago right now?
Yeah, Nick, this has got to feel really great if you're a Bears fan because it's showing that this Bears team is growing and learning. And I think when you think about tackling's a very unique stat to go off of because making a tackle isn't necessarily going to win you the game, but missing a tackle will definitely lose you a game in some instances. So I think the missed tackle percentage, that one's key there. The lowest missed tackle percentage in the league means the Bears aren't going to blow some big coverages, miss tackles in the open field. It means they're going to play some smart, sound defense and really keep everything in front of them. So I think that's really good in that aspect. But it also shows me there's a correlation between making tackles, being a solid tackling team, and how good you are in general on defense. Because if we look at the Bears' overall defensive grade, fourth defense in all statistics, not just tackling. Talking pass rush included, run defense included. We're talking about coverage included. This is the fourth best defense in the NFL. In a year, 2 years ago, if you were to tell Bears fans, hey, this is going to be a defense that's going to be top five in the NFL, I think people would have laughed at you. I think it would have been like, hey, that's nice, thought, but there's no way that that's going to happen. But yet here we are. This is a Bears team that has a very promising offense with Caleb Williams and all these weapons. But right now, they have a top five defense in the NFL, and everyone knows defense wins championships. So this is a team that's set up for success in the postseason once this offense gets clicking. You got a really strong defense. I think there's a lot of great things going on there. But the other thing I'm liking about this Bears defense is the fact that it's not like one, you look at PFF grades, and sometimes like one really high graded game can spike and bring up your tackling grade significantly. That's not the case. I'm going to read the tackling grade here, Nick, for the Bears. And there's a trend here. You look at game 1 versus Tennessee, 51.1 tackling grade. Game 2 versus Texans, 62.5. Game 3 versus the Colts, a 53.6. Then game 4 versus the Rams, 75. Game 5 versus the Panthers, 69. And then game 6 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, a 77.6 grade for the Bears. So as we can see, the Bears, they started off the season maybe a little bit slow, but each game they keep getting a little better, a little better, a little better overall, raising the bar. So this is a growing team, and if the trend continues, we're going to see this team's tackling grade go up and up and up, and their defensive grade go up and up and up. So overall, I'm really excited from what we're seeing from the Bears, and I think this is a really good sign for this defense going forward.
Yeah, and just for anyone who's not familiar with PFF tackling grades, 70 is really good, right? Tackling is a really harsh grade, just how PFF analyzes it in terms of their scoring. So when you see like a 60 in tackling, don't freak out. They're just really tough when it comes to that grading. But I think you bring up an interesting point when you talk about tackling loses teams games. The Bears last season, 2023, went 2-6. They lost 6 games 6 times in one-score games. They only won 2 out of those 8 opportunities. So far this season, they're perfectly 500, 2-2. Sometimes the difference between a good team making the playoffs and a bad team, Bears last year, I don't want to say they were a bad team, but they missed the postseason, did not have a winning record, is winning and losing those close games. And so far, the Bears are split down the middle through 2024. Last season, they were really bad. And of course, an upgrade at quarterback definitely helps. But on the defensive side of the ball, it's like you said, it's not making that catastrophic missed tackle that turns a 3rd and 8 that should have been a 4th and 4, and you miss that tackle, and it's a 20-yard gain, and the other team ends up getting points. It's those plays that aren't happening now in 2024, thanks to Eberflus, his defense, and the effort they're showing on that side of the football. I know all the attention is on the offense, and rightly so. Caleb Williams looks like he has a really bright future. DJ Moore has exploded. Running game is really, really coming on strong. But a lot of credit has to be given where it's due, and that's on the defense led by Eberflus in terms of the incredible job, the big leap they've made in terms of tackling with literally no additional talent being added to address it. It's a team-wide effort, and I think that's a big part. That's thanks in big part to the coaches.